Okay, we're recording. So welcome everyone. We are so happy to have you guys on, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear some of our latest rock stars. We've got Tori, Jenna, Sarah, and Vanessa on, and seriously, these girls are absolutely blowing my mind with what they did last month. They all signed double-digit loyal customers, promoted very, very quickly, and I know they're just going to have so much wisdom to impart on all of you that you can take this month in May and implement in your businesses, and use that to go for these go fast bonuses. So I'm so excited to let you guys hear from them. So my name is Brittany Hayes. I am a double diamond leader. I have been with It Works for 10 months. This business has literally absolutely changed my life. I signed with Claire 10 months ago, and seriously, it's just been such a whirlwind ever since. My husband is on here. He's on the team as well. And we love you guys so much, and we're so excited to be a part of this team. I'm going to pass it over to Jane.
Yay! So Brittany is calling me Jane because she can't seem to say my name. My name is so hard for English people to say, so you can call me Jane. So I am all the way in Canada. I'm Gian. I'm a diamond leader. I have been in the business for 16 months now, and it has been the hugest blessing in my life. I'm working on my double diamond promotion, and I'm feeling a huge, super exciting momentum on this team. Like, we were talking about it, and it's crazy. Like, people are enrolling like crazy. People are just wanting to join, wanting extra income. And we have so many rock stars on our team, not only those who are being interviewed today, but today we wanted to really focus on signing double digits a month. And what is really fun is that we have both girls that have promoted super quickly and others that are really signing consistently more than 10 loyal customers a month. So how we're going to do this, Brittany and I have like 5 questions that we want to ask you girls. And we're just going to go like for one question, asking for all of you to answer. And of course, like if you feel like just adding something, like you totally go. The girls that are on my team are Vanessa. Vanessa is a new Ruby. She promoted in her first month in the business, and she signed an amazing amount of loyal customers, like literally. And Jenna is a Ruby too, and Jenna signs more than 10 customers a month consistently. So every month since she was in this business, they're both busy. They're both mother too. So I'm so excited to hear from all of you. Brittany, did you want to talk about your girls a little bit before we start?
Yes, absolutely. So my 2 girls that are on here are actually sisters. They're like the sister dream team. So we've got Tori and Sarah Draper. Tori just went Emerald in exactly 30 days this past month. She signed 23 loyal customers. And then Sarah just went Ruby in like a little over 3 weeks. And she signed 33 loyal customers in April. So they're both seriously rock stars. I'm so proud of them. I know they're going straight to the top together. Okay.
Awesome. So let's get started. So our first question is, what are the 3 things you girls do on the daily? Like 3 things that you won't go to bed without doing, your 3 most important things. And I'm going to start with Tori. You're the first one.
Okay, sorry, I had to unmute myself. Hi guys, hi everyone, it's me, Tori. Brittany did a great intro there. Anyway, so the 3 things that I do every single day or before I go to sleep, I'm always adding new people. So I'm always adding my following on Instagram and Facebook. I know a lot of our answers are going to be very similar because we started at the same time. Brittany is the one that taught us. So we're going to try to like share the stage here pretty much for all the questions. But and they're probably the same answers. So if you have anything to add it too. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I like right before bed, right before I go to sleep, if I'm laying in bed starting to fall asleep, I'll start just adding people on Instagram. I know we have videos for training on how to increase your following. So after this, if you guys, or if y'all want to elaborate, you can elaborate. But so I just increase my following. So I'm always adding people to both Facebook and Instagram before I go to sleep. The second thing I do is before posting every day on both social medias, I'll go through and like everybody's, go like friends on my page, and I'll comment and just engage my friends and my following. That also helps your posts be more visible just the way the algorithms are set up and stuff. And then another thing that I do every day is pretty much I just try to get creative with my posts. I'm still very new, so I'm still trying to figure out what gets the most attention. But I just like to have fun with it. So I'm trying just different creative things, taking some fun. I'm having a fun time taking like different photos of like my city, my new baby girl, you know, just stuff that I feel like might be engaging. So those are the 3 things that I really like to do every day.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Maybe Sarah, you can go ahead too, since you girls are together, because I didn't click at first, but you girls are together. So you could like just answer both of you each question.
Yeah. My first thing as well was obviously adding new people. That's one of my biggest things, is that I'm going to my friends who I feel I connect and who we have a similar interest in. And I go and I follow a lot of the people that have liked their most recent profile pictures. For me, an example. So a few of my girlfriends, I'll go into their profile pictures, like I just said, and I'll go and I'll follow them, their friends. And after I do that, a lot of times it'll bring up friends that you may want to add.
Like suggestions.
Like suggested friends.
Yeah.
And so I go and I'll add those people. And that's one of my main things. Another thing is that I like to post 3 or 4 times a day. In the morning time, I always, sometimes, like recently, I'm new to it as well. So I've been trying to post like either quotes or like my breakfast, or just a way to start my day bright and to start everybody else's days like positive and all that kind of stuff. I think it brings more followers in, and it kind of gives your profile a better
mood.
Attractive more. It's more attractive.
Yeah.
So I probably post 3 or 4 times a day. It could be quotes. It could be, you know, my dog Jack, who I love. It could be myself saying how excited I am, you know, to be cooking at home and to be able to also sign loyal customers. Simple things like that attract people. Another thing that I do every day or every other day when I can is send warm market scripts to people, neighbors, church friends, people I went to high school, middle school, elementary, people that I know want to help me build my portfolio. People who I know will be like, wow, yeah, you're doing something really cool. Let me help you. Yeah. So that's another thing that I do every single day. So add new people, I post, and I always connect with either potentials or my warm market. So yeah.
Thank you. I love it. So you girls are of the summary is like posting a lot, being inspiring, and interacting a lot. This is what like have been coming up. I love it. Jenna.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the top 3 things, just like the girls, posting every day, obviously, we have been taught by our leaders, you know, you have to be visible for people. You have to put yourself out there. And I work full time and I have 3 kids and my life is very busy. So I usually try either the night before or that morning to think of like my pictures and my scripts or my captions for each post in the morning. That way when I'm at work and I get on my lunch break, I can just post it real quick, copy and paste from my notes. So it's just an easy post for me. Secondly, like the girls already said, growing my network. That's obviously super important. My husband is on my team and I have given him the task of adding more people on Instagram. That is his job for me. So if you have a husband that really is on your team but really is not working but wants to help somehow, he is like the hashtag seeker. He hashtags like fitness and mom life and soccer mom and like follows all those people that hashtag those things too. He's like super like proud of himself. He's like, babe, I got you this many followers. I'm like, thanks. So he helps me with that. And obviously on Facebook too, I'm adding people from groups I'm in or friends of friends, things like that. And then I also message the commenters and likers from my post from the day before. So I usually do that the next day, like, hey, thanks for the love of my post yesterday. Were you interested in blank, whatever I had posted about? And I'm going to add a number 4. One more thing that I do each day is read my Bible. That's super important to me. Pray for my team, pray for my business, and just get in the Word and get filled up so I can go on with my day.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you. I love it so much. Now on to Vanessa.
Yes. Hi, everyone. You guys can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, actually it's funny because the thing I put down first, the first thing I do is I pray. So I wake up and I pray and I do some yoga. So the first thing on my list is just to do like self-fulfillment, like something that makes me feel good and gets me started on my day on the right foot. So for me, it's praying, doing some yoga, meditation. I go on a quick walk to my chapel and then I just get into this mindset of like, today's gonna be a good day. And I envision it. I envision like just my business taking off that day. I envision myself promoting. I envision myself like literally I just see myself like enrolling customers and it's amazing what that has done for me because in the beginning of the business I wasn't doing that at all. And so I turned it around and I'm like, okay, I need to just grow myself first. And like everybody else already said, posting I think for me has been super fundamental. I post at least 3 times a day. And I always like to start with a motivational quote, just because I have had so many people message me, like people I don't know, like at all, have never talked to, just saying like, wow, you are so inspiring. I love your feed. I love waking up to this. And it's like the first thing I do in the morning, I find a quote the night before that I want to post, and then I post that. And then I post a little bit about my life, mostly my son, because he's the light of my eyes. And I try to post about our products, obviously, and then obviously about the business. But the way I like to post about the products personally is how they have changed my life and how I like to incorporate them into my lifestyle posts instead of just kind of putting the post out there. Like today I posted a picture of my husband who's been taking the new U, and like his arms are just insane. Like I'm so in love. And I'm like, oh my God, look at my husband. Like he's been taking the new U and like, he's so hot. And, and then I say like, hey, I have 4 coupon codes. Like who wants them? And I like either his friend, and I tag him always. I always tag my husband mostly on my posts. And then I get some interest from his friends, and then obviously my friends and like people I don't know. And then the third one, just like everybody else, I always add people to both Instagram and Facebook. And that made me really nervous in the beginning because I used to be a very private person. And because I'm constantly posting about my son, I would always get nervous. Like, I don't want to let strangers into my life. But it has brought me my most customers because your warm market is only so big. So it's really something that you just kind of have to do. So I give myself a goal of like 20 new Facebook friends a day, 100 new followers on Instagram. So I follow about like 200 people a day on Instagram. And then I get back, I want to say at least 80 a day. So it's been really fundamental for me. Those are my 3 things that I like to do.
Thank you. I love it. The thing about like the privacy and everything, when people come up with this, like something that's reassuring, and I tell them all the time is, first, I don't add men. Like, I'm sorry for Zach and Pedro and Brian that are like awesome men, but I don't add men to my Facebook. I don't add men to my Instagram. And, you don't need to have your stuff on public. You can be like, my Facebook is not public. My Instagram is not public. So you can see like if you really want this person to be following you. So you can like keep adding your network, but you just like choose, you filter people. And yeah, the thing about that you're praying in the morning, you do yoga, you go walk and everything. This week, Alyssa Bilio talked about this. Like, don't forget about like having fun and like taking care of yourself and go to the gym and do something that makes you feel good. And on the same day, I was watching a training from Jessica Pearson, and she was like, we're in a health and wellness company. Like, let's do something to be healthy, like every day, you know? And like, you don't need to run a marathon, but it's true. Like, people look up to us for like inspiring people, and like people that are wealthy usually are healthy too. So this is like super, super important for me too. I'm really seeing it now. So thank you, girls. I'm gonna pass it off to Brittany.
Okay, so the next question that we have, we're going to start with Tori and Sarah, is do you message? And if you do, if you can kind of elaborate on like do you warm message, do you cold message, both, and kind of just like give us an idea of like what you're saying in those messages if you message.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we both do the same, literally same exact thing for our messaging. So we never cold message ever. Not yet, anyway. I mean, like I said, we've only been in here a month, so maybe if it starts to get a little cold, we'll cold message. But for now, we literally just warm message. And I think that's what's cool about growing your following too. Is so who was it? Claire. I think Claire said something about she'll pick 20 people a week, and she'll like constantly like their stuff and comment on their stuff for like a whole week. And then once the week is over, she'll send, like, it's become more of a warm message at that point, and it's not just a cold message. So I really like that idea. I haven't really tried that just yet, but I'm going to. But we just literally just our warm market right now. So pretty much like in a nutshell, what we say is like, hey girl, like we're needing some product testers. We're, distributors now for It Works.
We'd love for you to help us build our portfolio.
Yeah, pretty much. We would love for you to help us build our portfolio to try a product for like 90 days. We have that exact blurb too, which I know is on a lot of our groups, I believe already, on Fire Tribe, Freedom. I believe it's on Freedom too. So if you guys want to see that, you're more than welcome to use that as well, because it's worked for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. Like, I mean, I usually, it gets quiet sometimes, but I would say probably 6 out of 10 will reply.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the
like
day.
I said earlier, people are, if you're friends with someone, or if it's someone that has been part of your life, beneficial in some part, they're going to want to help you. And then whenever you tell them that you're part of a health and wellness business, that opens up the door even more. So they're more attracted to that as well. So it's not even that you're just, hey, can you help me out a little bit? That's not even it. Whenever you tell them about the product and about what we're selling, that's when they're like, wow, we've been looking for something like this for so long, and we didn't know where to even find it or where to begin.
Right.
So it opens up the door not only for us, but for them as well. And you don't even realize until you make that connection, which is something that I've made a lot. Is people have been, I've been wanting to cleanse for so long, but I don't trust anything, or I just don't even know where to start or who to talk to. And I'm like, that, what a blessing. Let's do this together. And so that's been one of the best things about warm messaging for me, is that.
And we like how it reconnects you to people that you really probably haven't talked to in a while. Like me for high school, I haven't talked to a lot of my friends from high school in a long time, because I grew up in Texas, but now we're in Tampa, Florida. So that's been a fun part of it too. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, we've connected a lot, even if like we reach out to our friends and let them know that we're starting this new business. Sometimes like, we don't have the money right now. We're doing a different regimen, but how's life? What are you up to? You connect back with friends and people that you may have gone far apart from just by that one message. So it's scary for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are shy and they don't want to go and message somebody. They want to stay reserved.
Some people don't feel like, oh, I'm going to bother them, or they're going to be mad at me. Like, girl, if they're going to get mad at you for something like that, they're not your friend. Like,
and in the end, you could have just rekindled a friendship that. So
yes, we
do warm message. And it can be a very good thing, not only for your business, but for you personally as well. So
I love it. And I love how you pointed out like the good, even if like they don't immediately buy, like that you're reconnecting that friendship. And you never, like, I always like to say, like, everything's a seed planted. So even if they don't buy that second, who's to say they're not going to come back to you guys in a month?
And we've talked about that a bunch, Brittany, you and I, about how I've been straight up told I'm not interested. And then it could be 2 weeks down the road and they're like, you know what, I've been following and I've been watching. Can you tell me more about this product?
Right.
And so don't take no as a no, and don't get upset or, taken back by that. Brittany and I have had many conversations, and you have a saying for it, Brittany. I forget what it is, but pretty much a no is not always a no.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like to say that literally every conversation you have is a seed planted. If you're always planting seeds, you'll always have a harvest to reap.
Yeah.
And so, if your seed doesn't sprout right now, it doesn't mean it's not going to sprout later. Like Sarah said, literally there was so many times this past month where she was like, oh my gosh, someone was just kind of rude to me. And then like a week later, she's like, oh my gosh, that person that was rude last week, they just messaged me to buy the cleanse.
Or to be a distributor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
It's usually a money thing too, I've found.
It's
almost always a money thing.
Yeah, some people just don't have the finances, and don't ever shut them down. Always just say, you know what, this offer is on the table.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, I'm here.
For sure.
That's been a big thing.
I love it. That's so smart. Okay, so we will go over to Jenna now. Jenna, can you tell us a little bit about your messaging style? Do you warm message, cold message, both? And if you do, what do you say?
Well, I started out doing both. When I first joined, I joined in January. And I literally messaged like every single one of my friends, and I had already started adding people. So a lot of the people that were on my friends list, I had no idea who they were. I just added them from groups and stuff like that. And I messaged every single person that I knew, like literally went through my entire friends list, and got several customers from that and several potentials. As the months have gone on, cold messaging to me has brought me potentials, yes, but no one has signed from that cold messaging yet. Everyone that has signed as a loyal customer with me or a distributor is from my warm market. And so when I was cold messaging more, I would say like, I know this is random, but I just started a new business and I'm looking for people to try our products for 3 months. I thought you might be interested. All you have to do is try the product. Tell me what you think. And does that sound like something you'd be interested in? So some people, most of the time they'll say like, well, what do you sell? So that just opens up the conversation. And it's, to me, that's a potential. If they're, if they're interested in what you're selling, okay, then that's someone that I can add to a list to follow up with if they don't sign right now. For my warm market, I normally only message now if they like a post or if they comment on a post. And my message to them is very simple, and I've heard it from a training somewhere, but it's like, hey, thanks for the love on my posts. Were you interested in, the wraps? Or have you ever considered making an income from home? Sorry, I have a newborn here. He's nursing.
Aw, thank you so much, Jenna, and you're fine. We understand. Okay, so let's go over to Vanessa now. And Vanessa, do you mind just kind of sharing the same little tips?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do both warm and cold, but I mostly warm. The reason why I do cold sometimes is because, like I said, like I like to incorporate the product posts into my life. So when I get really busy and I can't like sit there and formulate like a really cool post, I turn to cold messaging. The way I cold message personally is with voice messages, just because I feel like I had people before even joining It Works, I had people like message me about like other direct sales, like Unique or like, something else. And they would just message me like, hey, I'm so close to a goal. Will you help me out? Will you buy some mascara from me or something? And I'm like, is this a robot? Like, am I being scammed? Like what's going on? Right. But I figured like, if I heard somebody like, actually like, if I heard someone's voice saying like, hey girl, like, I'm a stay-at-home mom and like I'm really close to my goal with, are you interested at all in buying some makeup from me? Then I'd be like, oh well, it's a human voice. I'm like, it's a person. Yeah, I'll take a look. Give me more info, right? And so I use voice messaging a lot when I cold message, but I only cold message when I don't have time to post. And so what I will say is basically like, hey, you know, how are you? Like, it's not absolutely cold because I either added them from a group or I have been liking their stuff. They have been liking my stuff, whatever it might be. And I'll say like, hey, you know, how are you? Like, I just wanted to reach out to let you know I have a lot of really cool discounts this week, and I was just wondering if you were interested in checking it out. And most of the time I will get a really good response from that. I want to say like about half of my loyals are from my warm market and half are just complete strangers that I didn't know before this. But I like to keep a relationship with them because I don't want them to just stop ordering from me after 3 months. So I make it a point to interact as much with my current customers as I do with my future customers. But yeah, and with my warm messages, I like to keep it a conversation. So I won't straight out like ask them to buy from me first. I'll either message them about a picture they just put up, or, you know, ask them how they're doing or something. And I like to keep a conversation going because I feel like that's a little bit more human, and like a little bit more interactive. And I think at the end of the day, they're more interested in investing in you because you took the time to just kind of talk to them instead of just straight selling to them. And it's been very fruitful for me, at least. So yeah.
I love that. I love how you said that, you know, by voice messaging, they know you're a real person and not a robot, and they're more likely to actually like want to consider and want to help you. That's so true. Because I feel like so often, you know, cold messaging, we can just like throw it out there and, you know, not even with any care and intentionality behind it. And that just turns people off. And you're taking sure, you know, you're making sure to do the exact opposite. Like let them know that, you know, you're real and you're relatable to them and giving them a reason to want to help you. So I love that. Okay. Oh yeah. I just saw Bruce said in the comments, can someone explain warm versus cold? So warm messaging is messaging somebody that you know. It's somebody that in real life you actually do know and have a relationship with. Cold messaging, think of it like a cold call when someone comes and knocks on your door and is selling cable. Like you don't know them. You didn't ask for them to come. You know, they just kind of came out of nowhere. That's a cold message is just you're kind of seeking people out that you don't know and targeting them and messaging them. Okay. I'm going to pass it over now.
Hello. So, third question, how do you girls seal the deal? I think this is the thing like everybody wants to know. How do you overcome objections? How do you make sure they order? How do you make sure you seal the deal? So, Tori and Sarah, we're going back to you.
Hi, sorry. I keep forgetting to unmute us. So we might be a little different on this one. I don't really care about getting objections. Like I don't really, it doesn't really bother me. I know it bothers a lot of people. So honestly, I just like brushed off my shoulders. No, you know, no harm, no foul type thing. And seal the deal. Honestly, for me anyway, I really just stick to the scripts. I mean, Brittany's scripts that she gives us are like on point, and they always, I mean, they literally almost always work. So
Less information is always key.
yeah, don't overwhelm them.
Confidence, only answer what they're asking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, like, a lot of times I'll give too much information and I will see that the customer kind of varies away a little bit. But when I answer exactly what they're saying, I give them just the information that they're asking for, that seals the deal. And
never say like, let me know. So never say like, if someone's like, you're talking back and forth and for example, you're like, okay, let me know if you want to get the order of wraps placed. Don't ever say, let me know. Just say, did you want to get the order of wraps placed? That way they're going to be more direct with you. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll let you know. And then they never let you know. So,
and another thing about the overcoming objections is if people are like, you know, I don't want to commit to the 3 months, it varies. Sometimes I'll let them know, or if they say, I just want to buy at one time, I'll let them know the benefits of doing the 3 months rather than the 1 month. But even more than that, I always say, whenever you're ready, you know where to find me. So for me, that is okay, they don't want to buy. I'm not going to push them into buying, but let them know that when they are ready, I'm here.
Right.
So for me, that's one of my biggest things. I'm like, you know what? You always know where to find me. I know they'll continue to see my posts, and that at one point, if they truly want it, they'll come and get it. But I don't ever try to push.
Right.
Because I shouldn't have, I don't want to have to sell you my products. I want you to want to better your life and to come to me and want it. I don't want to push you, And so whenever they're ready, I'm like, you know what? When you're ready, come. And I don't take any offense to it. I'm just
and a lot of times too, like I said earlier, it's usually a money thing.
It is.
So for me, if they're like, oh, I'm really tight on money right now, or I can't do it right now, I'll say something to the effect of, usually it falls it a little smoother than this, but usually I'll be like, oh, when do you get paid? Or, when could I follow up with you? And usually they'll tell me when they get paid. I'm just very, very direct. I'm a red, I don't know if you guys have done your color. So I'm super red. What color are you?
I'm very not red. I'm total opposite. I'm like,
so I'm just like,
no, it's okay.
So I'm just like, yeah, dude, when do you get paid? And they're like,
total opposites.
They're like, oh, I get paid Friday. I'm like, cool. And I don't know if you guys know a cool little trick on Facebook Messenger. If you type in a date or a day, like Friday, it will literally underline it. You click it and you can set an alert. Like it'll automatically set a timer type thing or like a alarm 30 minutes before that day or that time that you set it. So that has come in like really, so if somebody's like, oh yeah, I get paid on Friday,
follow up.
I'm like, cool. Well, I'll just follow up with you on Friday. And I click it and I was like, I'll bet like, I set a little reminder. I'm like, mom brain, sorry. And I'll put like a winky face or smiley, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, cool. That sounds good. And I almost like, I don't think I've had it fail yet.
Yeah.
To where they'll get paid and I'll be like, that day I'll say, hey girl, just checking up with you. Did you want to get that, that order of wraps placed? And they'll be like, oh yeah, dude, thanks for following up. Yeah, let's do that.
And a lot of times they'll even tell you, can you remind me on Friday?
Yep.
So it's always good, even if they do or do not tell you, to put a little note, do a little reminder in your phone, whatever is beneficial for you, to follow up with those people. Because
so I don't take objections. What's an objection?
I do sometimes.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's what I do.
Thank you. I loved it. Yeah, I think red don't take objections, like usually. I loved the thing about wanting to change lives. Like we have to run our business like this all the time, whether it's distributors or customers. I loved how, I think it's Sarah. You are Sarah, right? I'm not mixed. Okay. Yeah. So I loved it, like to not being pushy. And the money thing is like the objection that you can overcome all the time, whether it's for business partners and customers. And I loved like that thing about setting a date is like, it works for everybody, I think, setting the reminder. And like for business, it just makes me think all the time, like for business partners, I think the easiest people I get to join my team are those who don't have money, because I feel like it's such an excuse you can use for them when they're like, I don't have money. I'm like, you don't have $99 like to turn this into a full-time income? Like that's not right. Like you have to get money, So like the money excuse, we like can overcome it good. But I really loved it. I really love your tips. Thank you. Jenna.
Hello. For me have helped with overcoming objections and just following the leaders on our team, because it's like, okay, imagine how many objections they got before they got to where they're at right now. And that to me is encouraging, and it's not like everyone says yes to Claire, and she has gotten a lot of no's. Brittany and Gian, you have gotten a lot of no's, but you keep going. And to me, that's encouraging. And that helps me overcome those objections, because I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one that has ever had an objection before. So that helps me not to quit. Sorry, my baby's having issues here. Sealing the deal for me, especially in the beginning, and now too, but especially in the beginning, asking help from my upline is what helps me seal the deal. You can attest to this. I literally like screenshot everything and send it and be like, how do I answer? And honestly, like to me, I'm the type of person that's like, I'd rather say the right answer than say the wrong answer and nothing happens, So asking for help for me has been huge. and I feel like I attribute all my all my loyal customers to you there. And in the beginning too, just learning more about the products, I felt like I lived on view product info on all on all the products, because if you know more about the product, you feel more confident in answering people's questions. And so just learning the, and I'm sure some of you have been in this company far longer than I have, but with those of you that are newer, it helps to learn the product. I'm frozen here. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, it was kind of glitching for me. So yeah, knowing the product and also using the product yourself, keeping up with your own auto shipment helps, because a lot of customers say like, oh, have you used this, or how did this work for you? And in the beginning I'm like, oh, I don't know, I haven't used it, but now I have used much more products and am able to share that as well.
Were you done, Jenna? Because you're a little bit frozen. I just want to make sure you were done.
I'm done.
Thank you. Yeah, ask for help. I think Brittany can say that too. We love getting your screenshots, and I love helping you set up your answers. And I would do the same with Claire when I started. Until you get that drive and that confidence, and you saw what is working awesome and what is not working, you're not going to be needing that help anymore. But still, we still ask in our Diamond and Above groups and everything. We always have screenshots that we're not sure about and everything. So ask for help. Ask for help. Vanessa, how do you seal the deal?
Okay, well, I think my number one thing is consistency. So constantly posting over and over and over again, because research always shows that people have to be exposed to something a certain amount of times before they're inclined to jump in. And I have literally gotten straight up no, please stop messaging me, so many times. And then I want to say about 2 or 3 days later, and I kid you not, this happened to me probably about 5 times. The same person that told me straight out no came back and was like, hey, do you by chance still have a spot, or do you by chance still have that discount going on? And then I'm like, you know what? Actually, I have one more spot left. Or, yes. And then they're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. So for me, consistency has been key. Constantly posting. And also, I find that following up has been really, really, really important for my business. When I follow up with someone, and I used to be scared of being annoying. But I find that people like the attention. People like you taking the time to message them and be like, hey, how are you doing? I was just wondering if, you were interested in this, blah, blah, blah. I have found that people actually really like it. Another big objection, that I'm a big red too, so I'm really direct. Another objection that I find everyone has said already is money. So I'm really direct with them, especially with people that I know or have had a relationship with on Facebook for a while. They'll tell me hey, I don't really have the money right now. And I'm like, really? I just saw you go to a Cubs game and sit right behind the dugout or something, and I break it down for them. I go, look, the greens are $33 a month. That's just a little bit over $1 a day. You're telling me you don't have a little bit over $1 a day to invest in your health? You're literally going to get the best nutrition that any product out there can offer you for less than $2 a month. I'm like, you have money to go to a Cubs game, you have money to buy a Starbucks, you have money to do this, you have money for the greens. You may not want to, you don't even realize, what we got here. I really feel our products are so amazing, and they're top notch, and they're one of the best out there. Take it from me. So a lot of you don't know me personally, but I'm a huge fitness person, and I'm really into nutrition and fitness. And the fact that I really love these products, for my warm market, they were like, okay, cool. If you're in, I'm in. So that really, really helped because I do my research. I only like to feed my family, like my husband and myself, the best of the best. So I really feel like we have some of the best products in the market. And so I like to like transmit that. And that has really helped me because people see like, hey, this girl is active. She's out there running races. She's doing yoga. She's doing this crazy stuff now and this crazy stuff now. And so when they see that I invest in the products, they tend to follow too. So I think that's also really key is to invest in the products, take them yourself so that you know what it does for you and your body, and you are able to transmit that and show that to people. So I'm really direct with people, and sometimes it is hard, especially when I don't know them personally, but I have found that it's very successful. And so when I break it down by like price, that has gotten me a lot of loyals. Like, I'm like, hey, it's less than $2 a day, dude. You got this. Like, you can do it. And you're going to get all your veggies, all your fruits, all your awesomeness, you know, without having even to try that hard. And that usually gets them to turn around. But yeah, the follow-up, be direct, and just kind of invest yourself into the products too. That has been really, really key for me.
Thank you. So good. That sentence about like telling people is going to be like less than your coffee every day. This has been proven in like a bunch of other businesses. Like we have to say that people will tend to buy really more if we say that instead of like $33 a month. Then they're like, oh, less than a coffee. Okay, that's super low. So definitely this, yeah. And you know, using the products, we always talk about it. And I don't know if you guys are following Tiffany Her. If not, go follow her. Like if you're new in the business or something, she's been like, I think she's been using the products forever. I think she's been using like obviously the products forever, but she has been posting these days a lot about her transformation pictures, like her body before baby and her body after, and like she's getting massive amounts of customers. And like seriously, I'm always like, why didn't I do this before? Because I post about my transformation too, like I lost 25 pounds on the products. Are you guys hearing me well?
I can hear you, but I'm trying to mute Jenna, but it's not letting me mute. Jenna, try to mute yourself.
Okay, hey, is this working? Okay, so yeah, like then I started posting about my transformation, and the amount of messages I got was like, and I was like, that month I signed so many customers. I was like, why didn't I do this before? Like, why didn't I use them consistently every day to get like a picture, to get a very strong testimony, like Brittany has one with the confianza or whatever like you need in your life. Like, just believe in it and do it. I love those tips, so I'm gonna go and unmute myself.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what was going on. It's not, Jenna, it's not letting me mute you for some reason, which is really weird because normally I can mute.
Let me just message her on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, because it's letting me mute everybody else, but it's not letting me mute.
Can you hear me now, Brittany?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I switched to my phone. My computer was having issues.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute you until we come back, and then hopefully the background noise will be good. Okay. All right, so the next question that we have, and we're going to start with Tori and Sarah, is what goals are you setting for yourself as far as customer signing? Like, we know the steps to success and it works is, you know, to get 4 loyal customers a month and to get 3 distributors every month. But what goals are you guys actually setting? Because obviously you signed a ton of customers last month. So what was kind of what you're pushing for all month?
I didn't realize that was the goal, I guess. But we have the same goal, I'm pretty sure. It's just sign at least 1 a day.
Or every other day, or
Well, I try to do 1 a day. But I had a friend in town lately, and then this last week was just crazy for me with like my AC went out and we're in Florida. So obviously that's just terrible. So there's like a bunch of stuff, and I have a brand new baby too. So it's, you know, it's difficult to do every day, but that's my goal, is at least 1 loyal customer a day. And then you want to do the next one?
Yeah, one thing for me is whenever I'm going back and looking at how I signed as many loyal customers as I did when I did, I go back and look at my statuses. Which ones did I post that I got the most responses from? I got the most potentials or loyal customers. I look at that a lot. I've looked at that a lot this last 4 days. I mean, we're just now in a new month, but even throughout the week, I'll go back and say, okay, did the cleanse get that much? How can I find a loyal customer, and what product is it that the loyal customers are most invested in? That's one big thing. Another thing is a lot of my loyal customers have been going back and following up with anybody who messaged me first. Like, hey, I saw your post. And then I would tell them a little bit about it, and they kind of would ease off a little bit. So my goal was to go back, and the people that kind of eased off a little bit, ask them, hey, you know, I know that you asked about the product. What other information can I give you? Or, you know, do I even want, like, do you want me to put an order in? I kind of talk a lot with my loyal customers. It's hard for me to say, but I go back and I follow up with them. I kind of just ask about pretty much what I just said. Do you want more information? Right. If not, I'll kind of leave you alone. I don't even say that, but I just follow up.
Right.
Another thing is signing. I try to stay consistent on the week before. How many did I sign in that week, or how many did I sign in that day, and kind of equaling it. And I know the more that it goes on, it can be hard to match exactly what you did that week. But that's a great goal to set yourself. It's kind of like a competition. What did I do this week, and what can I do this? So kind of going back and looking at what you did to get it and then repeating it. That's kind of my biggest goal. It's kind of hard to put it into words, but yeah.
No, I love that though. That's so good. Like, you just have that goal, like you've got to find one a day, and you're doing whatever it takes, like looking at your old stuff, seeing what works, seeing what didn't. I love that. Right. It's like so simple, but just so effective, obviously, with, you know, what you guys got out of last month. Right. Okay. So we're going to go over to Jenna again. Jenna, what are the goals that you're setting for yourself? Like, in terms of like, how many loyals are you trying to go for? And like, what are you doing to like make sure you hit your goal?
So similar to what I believe Sarah was saying is I look back and see what I had success with, and that helps me get more customers. So I usually, my like goal in my head is 4 a week. I don't know where I came up with that, but that's my goal, like 4 customers a week. And there has been some months where I exceeded that, some months I didn't reach that, but that has been my goal. Yeah, just going back on my post and seeing what got most potentials. A lot of the times, well, I don't know if other people think like this, but I thought this in the beginning, like I have to post pictures all the time, but I really have gotten most potentials out of like just a status post oftentimes. And so that has helped me, like going back, like she said, and seeing what really works. And that helps the goal for, you know, the next week or the next month.
I love that. And I love how you said, like, you don't know where that came from, but that's what you're always going for. And like, yeah, sometimes you might not hit it, but the thing about it is, if you have that higher goal for yourself than just the, you know, for a month, you're definitely going to come out with a strong month of loyal signing because you were shooting for so much higher. So I love that. Okay, Vanessa, what about you?
Okay, so I give myself the goal also 1 loyal customer a day. And that is my goal that I do every day. And this business has really forced me to be my biggest cheerleader, but it has also forced me to be like my worst critic, right? And so this is something that I do that's really different, and it's kind of crazy, but it has helped me like really get in there and do it. I kind of like give myself, I don't know if I should say punishments if I don't hit my goal. Like, if I don't get a loyal customer a day, I'm really into fitness, right? So I go, okay, you gotta do 2 extra miles, or you got to do like 50 more push-ups. And like, I am so bad at push-ups that like, that's usually the punishment I give myself. Like, okay, you got to do 50 extra push-ups, even though it's like leg day, whatever. And that pushes me to like, message more people, get more involved with my posts, like do it, because I really don't want to do 50 push-ups today, you know? So, you know, it could be like, I don't know, with something else, like you can't have ice cream today. I'm also a huge foodie. And so like junk food is my weakness. So I go like, okay, if you don't get a loyal customer today, you can't have ice cream. And believe it or not, it usually works because I get off my butt and I start like putting more into like the business, and I know we get busy, life gets hectic, and that's the beautiful thing about this business is like you run it from your phone. So I literally, like, if I have to stay up one day late, I'm like, okay, I'll stay up. I want to do this. I want to get that one loyal customer, or I'll wake up earlier or whatever it might be. But I have found that putting out goals for myself and putting out consequences for me not reaching those goals has really helped push me get to the goals. But like I said, it's a little crazy, it's a little different, but it has really helped me personally. And I have found like, and then, if I do end up like not signing the customer, I end up doing 50 extra push-ups that day, and then it helps me get bigger, and then I can post about like how my new you is making me bigger, so it's crazy, I know, but it's worked for me. So just a little tip to throw out there.
No, I love it. I love that you punish yourself. Like, you sound a lot like me, minus the push-ups. I don't work out, but I am really hard on myself if I don't get my customer a day. So I think that it's healthy. I think some people would be like, oh, don't be so hard on yourself. But like, if you are hard on yourself like that, I mean, we know ourselves best. Like, it's going to push us that much further. I've always said, if I miss a day with a customer, I'm that much more likely to sign 2 the next day because I feel so bad that I missed one. I'm going to like bust my butt and make sure I make up for it. So yeah, I'm with you, girl. That's awesome. Okay, the last question that we have, and we're going to go back to Tori and Sarah, is where do you get your posting inspiration and like ideas from? And kind of, are you sticking with the same thing all the time, or are you like mixing it up and playing around? But yeah, just basically in a nutshell, where are you getting your posting inspiration from?
So for me personally, I go to my upline. That's just always worked for me. I go to Brittany, Claire, anybody who's above me. And like recently Brittany posted everybody who promoted. It's just an easy place for me to go to just to get an instant ideas, things I can do, what's grabbing people's attention. And she posted like all the diamonds that promoted, all the double diamonds, all the rubies, all the emeralds. And I would go and just look at what everybody's doing just to see, what's everyone's goals, everyone that is doing such an amazing thing. What can I learn from them? So that's one of my big things. Another big thing is watching videos, training videos. It helps so much. It kind of gives you direction on where to go, what to post. Another thing is my friends, like what I have in common with the people that I'm following. So I get inspiration a lot of the people I follow. So I love dogs, I love working out, like all these different things. And so I get inspiration just from seeing actually the people that I follow in general. And it just shows me kind of where do I go from here. Instagram, I like going to like my friends and seeing what attracts me, what Instagram pages attract me, what are they posting, what is their lighting like, small things that add up whenever you're in a business like this, because we're social media marketing. So I'm going and looking at people's social media, things that I can attract and things that I have in common with those things. So for me, that's some of my biggest inspiration and ideas is just going and feeding off of other people, not taking their ideas, not posting what they're posting, but similar ideas that I can make work for myself. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, and I pretty much get my posting inspiration from the same exact way. Like, obviously, we're only a month in, so we're still very much learning what works and what doesn't work for us personally, and for our not crowd, for our following. So it's kind of hard, it's kind of hard for me to say like to give this part, just because, like I said, I'm still learning. So I do exactly what Sarah said. I go to my upline, I go to my leaders, because obviously they're doing something that works. They're doing something right. So I'm going to take all the notes that I can from them. And you guys are inspiring as it is. So why would you not go in? So just follow people that inspire you truly, like she just said. I mean, that's really subjective. So that's going to depend on you. Like, who might inspire me isn't necessarily going to inspire her. So just go find people that inspire you. I'm not likely to read like a really, really long post because I have ADD. Sarah, on the other hand, she might read a really long post. But for me, I'm like, all right, let's get to the point. So I think putting your own flair on stuff is important too, because people are going to know, like she said, if you just take somebody's style or you just take somebody's post verbatim, your friends know how you talk, like via chat, you know, how you do things. So they're going to be like, all right, you're being fake, or you know what I mean? So for me, just like find somebody that inspires you, that's like you in a way, if that makes sense. And that's pretty much how I get my inspiration. And we're inspired every single day, you know, so I never stop getting inspired, because I feel like once you stop getting inspired, you're going to go cold. You're going to get bored, and you're not going to make any kind of progression. So
All you have to do is watch one person's video in our business, and you're already inspired right there. Like, I've watched Kristen, I've watched, you know, so many people, Autumn, there's so many people I've watched. I'm like, oh my God, like I connect so much. Those right there, such simple things are inspirations.
Right.
So you find it everywhere and anywhere, and you feel that feeling. We're women, and, you know, we have some men in here as well, but we get inspired.
Like for me, I have so many goals that I want to obtain. So I see people that are already there, and I'm like, okay, if they can start from where I am right now, I can get to where they're at too. And that's what inspires me the most, is like, I need to get a bigger house. Like, I'm in a small house. My little girl's about to start crawling, and I have nowhere for her to crawl. So I'm like, that's my inspiration right there. Is I'm going to go and I'm going to work my butt off and try to make this work for me. So that's pretty much, I just find inspiration through others.
I love it. That's just seriously so simple, but so profound. Because like what you said, Tori, about what, you know, we're inspired every single day, even if we realize it or not. You know, there's always something that inspires us. You just got to figure out what that is that inspires you, and, you know, go after it. Okay, Jenna, what about you? Oh, hold on, you're muted. 1 second. Okay, you're good now.
I feel like they stole my answer. Same thing. You know, the leaders on our team are amazing, and just seeing their posts is what inspires me. Okay, you know, I was completely brand new, you know, didn't hear of It Works before, all that, you know, coming to the business brand new. So it was like I had no idea what to post. So I just watched other people and, you know, kind of did what they did and put my spin on it, you know. Like they were saying, at first I was like reading other people's posts, and I'm like, okay, I'll post that. And then I'm like, but I don't talk like that. So putting your own spin on it is super important. And I think, Brittany, I don't know if you said this in a training or just to me personally, but I remember you saying you post about like a certain few products at a time. So people are seeing those same products, and then you kind of like switch it up. And so that helped me, like, okay, people are seeing, you know, the cleanse, you know, every other post or every, you know, few posts. And that got me a lot of cleanse customers, you know. So seeing how other people do things is what inspires you to post and how to post.
I love it. And yeah, hitting like she said about you know, a couple different products over a short time frame is seriously golden, because your market has to be reminded of things, you know, several times before they buy. So definitely that's a great tip. Okay, Vanessa, what about you?
So yeah, just like everybody else said, uplines are amazing inspiration. You guys are just incredible, and like it's so inspiring to see how you all started where we are at and have just ran with it and made this incredible, like, inspiring life. It's just it's incredible to me. I am so thankful. But another like place where I draw a lot of inspiration from, and this is golden, guys, Pinterest. And It Works has its own Pinterest page. So you can literally go on there, and there are all sorts of beautiful pictures that like distributors have taken with their products and have given us permission to use. And it's like, oh my God, you guys need to get a Pinterest if you're not on it yet. And these pictures are like, oh my God, like, is this like a $10,000 camera that took this picture? Because it is just amazing. And I'm the type, to do a lot of research about just about everything. And it's sad, but most of the people that are your friends on Facebook and are following you on Instagram that don't know you personally are very shallow when it comes to scrolling through Instagram and Facebook. So I have found that both, you know, just status updates, but mostly for me, pictures are what make people stop and read your posts. So the more you take the time to edit your pictures, the more you take the time to look for a picture that's like visually attractive, the more likely people are to read your posts. And it's very sad, but it's true. People on social media are shallow. They want to see something pretty, and then they stop. So I have found that Pinterest has been a game changer for me. And that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration from. But I also find that the more time I invest in myself and like my personal journey, the more successful my business becomes. Because in the beginning, I had this mentality of like, okay, I just have to go out there and sell it. I have to sell this business. I have to sell these products. I have to move it. And it wasn't moving. So when I realized like, no, like people are going to buy me before they buy my products and before they buy my business. So I have to invest in my health, my fitness, my family. And it was just like something clicked, like, and not just for the business itself, but for me too. I find myself that like I'm happier, and that comes across in my social media. And like I said, I've gotten complete strangers just messaging me, like saying like, hey, like, thank you for the post today. Like, that's, you know, it's awesome. Or like, oh, this is a really cool picture. Or like, you know, oh, this is awesome. So I find a lot of inspiration through our leaders, Pinterest, and then investing in myself, because when you invest in yourself, you invest in your business, and it translates. It really does. And I think that one of the most important things, and this is kind of off tangent a little bit, but I think it's really, really, really important to be excited every time you post, because whether you believe it or not, and I see this like with people who are not on our team but have added me or something, and they're with It Works as well, they're just not excited. And you can tell, like, you can literally tell, like, I don't want to, like, this doesn't make me want to read your post. This doesn't make me want to buy. This doesn't make me want to join your team. Like, you don't even sound like you're into it. Like, why would I be into it? So a lot of people think just because it's through Facebook or it's through Instagram, like, I can't tell, but I can literally tell, like, there's no emotion behind it. There's no excitement. There's no like oomph. There's no like, there's nothing backing this up. And like, it could literally be like a 5-word post, but if you're excited and you have like this emotion going on behind it, like, it's going to attract people. And I have literally found that to be a game changer for myself. And so, and I think that that's what everyone has been saying. Like, if you're inspiring others, it's what's going to draw them to you, whether they want to lose weight or not. Like, it's just going to be like, oh my God, I want to be a part of what she's a part of. So that has been really great for me.
I love that so much. It's so true. Like, we hear it all the time, but people buy people, they don't buy products. And so you have to sell yourself before anything. Like, people will literally buy something from you that they wouldn't buy from someone else they saw on their newsfeed, strictly because it's you and they like you. And so being that likable, you know, exciting person, that's, like you said, just inspiring them, and just, you know, your excitement is contagious. So if you push that excitement out in your posting, that's going to more likely draw people to you. Whereas, like you said, you know, it doesn't matter what you're writing. People can sense, you know, how you were behind the computer screen or behind your phone when you wrote it. So put that emotion in, and just, you know, I don't know if you guys have read The Secret, but that's the whole theme of the book, The Secret, is, you know, like attracts like, and the law of attraction. And so just, you know, realize like what you're putting out there, because that's what you're going to get back in for sure. So, okay, Jane, do you have anything else that you want to ask or add?
No, I'm just very proud of seeing like everybody that is still literally new in this business, and you guys are all so positive and so inspired, and it makes me proud as a leader, and I'm sure Britt too. It's very beautiful to watch, and I'm sure you guys are going to go really far. I loved all those tips, and I think that's it. Like, does anybody has a question? Like, let's keep, like, we can be here like 1 more minute, and you can just unmute yourself if you have a question. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and if there's nothing else, we're just going to end it.
And if you guys don't want to ask your question out loud, you can put it in the comments really quickly. We'll give you just a second. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It was our pleasure to interview you guys, Tori, Sarah, Jenna, and Vanessa. Y'all just seriously gave so many golden nuggets to everybody, and I know that those who weren't able to get on live are going to want to watch the recording for sure. So I'm going to get this uploaded right after we hop off. But I hope you all have a good night, and we will see you guys soon.